Alrighty. Welcome everyone to the National Catholic College Admission Association's College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/NCCAA. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that's going to be Viterbo University. Just don't forget to unmute.
Thank you. I lost my unmute there for a moment. Hi, everyone. My name is Sierra Kruger. I am one of the admissions counselors over at Viterbo University. So just going to be pulling up that slideshow right now. All of a sudden it has disappeared on me. Hey, Chelsea, I'm sorry. It has removed me from having access to the share screen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it disappeared on me.
Try getting out of it and getting back in. You should have access.
Okay, we're good?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
So Viterbo University, we are located in La Crosse, Wisconsin, on the west coast of Wisconsin. Literally you cross a bridge and you are in Minnesota. So let's get things started. And again, I apologize, I am having issues. There we go. So quick facts about us at a glance. We have a 99.7 placement rate after 6 months post-graduation. So 99.7% of our graduates are going to either be pursuing a higher level of education or they will be going directly into their field in which they have been studying. About 2,500 total students here, including our undergrad and graduate students. Average class size is about 16. So can be upwards of 20 depending on what field you are looking at. Our nursing courses are going to be some of the larger courses on campus, but almost every single class is going to have a hands-on element, meaning that we don't have too many of those large 150 lecture halls. It's very common to just have regular size classrooms. We have 40 plus different academic programs. A lot of those are going to have different options in which you can choose a different track. To kind of personalize it and make your major your own. On campus, it's about 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you're going to get to know everyone here on campus, be it faculty, be it your peers that you're in classes with, you're going to get to know everyone. And that's just part of our hospitality core value here. We do have 80 plus different organizations and activities that you can be involved in. Personally, I recommend that my students get involved in at least 2 different activities here on campus. So one within their major area, kind of just helping build up that resume while they're here. And then the second one, something of interest to them. Some really great ones are going to be Service Saturday, which is a once-a-month event that we host on campus where students go out and give back to our community, or we also have things like the board game club, which is always a fan favorite. About 1/3 of our student population is going to be an NAIA athlete. So we really know what we're doing with our athletics here. We know how to work and make sure our students are on top of their A game. Our core values here are going to be contemplation, hospitality, integrity, stewardship, and service. And this is something that is really reflected on every single thing that we do here. And every time that a student visits, they are welcomed and they feel like they're at home. And that's something that continues through our 4 years. Here you're going to see a short little list of our academic majors with a couple of the different tracks that students can choose, kind of just giving you an idea of what things are like here at Viterbo. So we are very hands-on and high impact here. Lots of internships are available for our students. A lot of those are going to be guaranteed paid internships. If they're not paid by the location, we will pay the students ourselves. Research is really easy to get a hold of, and service learning and study abroad are just common practice here. Typical net pricing for our students, you can see kind of the 21-22 average breakdown for our students, kind of giving you some ideas about what cost would be looking like. But one of the biggest things to kind of highlight is going to be our merit-based scholarships. Every student will receive between $10,000 to $16,000 every single year. That is just something that we do automatically. We do have one application that goes towards 450 different scholarships here on campus as well. Here you can see the list of different athletic teams that we offer, newest of which is going to be our esports team, which we are highly recruiting right now. To stay in touch, check out some of these different pages. If it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, we want you to stay connected so that we can get all that information to you that you might be needing. With that, I think my time may be just about up if I'm staying on time, so I can give it off to the next facilitator.
Thank you so much. All righty, next up we have Regis University.
All right, hello everyone. Let me just share my screen real quick. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dominic Ziolek. I'm one of our assistant directors of admission at Regis University. Regis is located in Denver, Colorado. So to start, here's our mission. I'm not going to read it all to you, but we are a Jesuit Catholic university. So being a Jesuit university, you're going to be getting a lot of different discussions, topics, classroom topics about social justice in today's world. And we really put a focus on that, trying to build you into a better person, both in and out of the classroom, and also kind of making you educated and familiar with all the issues going on in today's world. A kind of a snapshot about us, we're right around 2,000 undergraduate students, so roughly 500 start each year. That is our undergraduate population. Average class size is right around 17 students. Student to faculty ratio is right around 14:1. So you're going to really get a lot of one-on-one interactions. You're going to know your professor very well. You don't have a choice when it's that small. They're going to know you, you're going to know them, which is a great resource both in the classroom, but also looking for internships, job opportunities, research opportunities, all that kind of things. Our largest class, it says 70, but that rarely happens. That's our intro to biology class. Other than that, you're going to be in a very small class size. And our campus size is pretty small. It takes 5 minutes to walk across it, essentially. That picture is our campus. You can see Denver in the background. This is this year's incoming freshman class. So I guess they're almost done with their freshman year. But this is kind of the breakdown of how our students are. Roughly 65% are from Colorado. Outside of Colorado, California, New Mexico, Illinois are some big states of students for us. 33% identify as first generation. 80% of our freshman class live in our newly renovated dorm. So they're all together, kind of forming that community right off the bat. And then we're right around 68% female. Kind of a quick snapshot. These are all the programs we offer: majors, minors, pathways, everything. Pretty much anything you want on there. Some popular ones, we have a direct entry nursing program rated the best in Colorado. So that's our most popular by far. So you will know some nursing students. Outside of that, business is very popular. And then we have a bachelor's in neuroscience, which is actually pretty rare in higher ed. So if you're interested in neuroscience, there's not a ton of bachelor's degrees out there, but we have one of them. But this is everything, pretty much anything you can imagine. The only program we don't, only big program we don't have that a lot of people ask for is engineering. We don't have a traditional engineering program. A little bit about our location. So we're located in Northwest Denver. So really, whatever you want to do for fun outside of class, we have access to. Denver, rapidly growing mid-sized city, a lot of fun things to do. It's kind of that top row right there, all 10 to 15 minutes away, super accessible by bus, Uber, bike, your car, whatever. It all works to get around. And then the outdoors, if you're an outdoors person, 20 minutes away is Red Rocks, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you're into the Rocky Mountains. So whether you're hiking, camping, backpacking, or in the winter skiing, it's all super accessible. And a lot of our students will take advantage of that location and kind of get off of campus during the weekends. And then the airport for out-of-state students, it's like 50 minutes, 30 minutes is a stretch. That's like 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, 30 minutes. And then quickly, with the time I have left, a little bit about the admissions process. We have the Common App or our Regis application. Super simple, it's either one of those. Kind of other materials are your normal ones: personal statement, transcript, letter of rec. We are fully test optional, and that includes for our nursing program. So every program is truly test optional. We operate on rolling admissions. So no really deadlines, just that December 1st priority deadline for nursing students. Other than that, you can apply whenever you want. And decisions usually take 4 to 6 weeks. Kind of depends on how quickly you get everything in. We'll get you an answer right back to you. And then financial aid. So every student will receive some kind of financial aid or merit scholarships. Our scholarships kind of are based off your academic performance in high school. Those go up to $23,000 a year. So a good chunk of money right off the bat. And you find that out in your acceptance letter. After that, we use the FAFSA for financial aid. And the average financial aid package is right around $30,000 in scholarships and grants. So a lot of money kind of to make Regis an affordable option for you and your family. That is it for me. So thank you. I will put my info in the chat if you have follow-up questions, or you can just chat them to me. And that is our Instagram on the bottom right if you want to follow us and learn more.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have St. Anselm College.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Sargent. I'm the Director of Admission Operations at St. Anselm College. St. Anselm College is a Benedictine liberal arts institution located in Manchester, New Hampshire. Manchester is the largest city in New Hampshire. It's very centralized. It's about an hour from Boston, an hour from the seacoast, and an hour from the mountains. So our students really have access to all the best parts of New England. At least we think so. The nice thing about our campus too is that we're located in a really suburban neighborhood. We were founded in 1889, so kind of have that classic New England feel, but the city is just downtown part of the city is just 3 miles away, which is great for our students to have kind of the best of both worlds. We have just under 2,000 students enrolled at St. Anselm College. Similar to the other schools, our average class size is pretty small, around 18 students, and student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So when you come to St. A's, the faculty will know your name. They won't lose you in their giant lecture hall. But I think that's a really great benefit if you're looking for a personalized, really strong community feel. We have just over 90 different academic programs, as you can see on the screen. It's kind of hard to intake all this information, so I'll highlight a few that are our most popular programs. Our most popular individual major is nursing. It is a direct entry program for students. You apply right into the nursing program. And we have great connections in Manchester as well as in Boston or up north in New Hampshire for clinical hours and different rotations for students. Other popular programs are business, criminal justice, communication, politics, psychology. So some of the more broad programs. I'll highlight a couple of unique things though. Our criminal justice program has a 4+1 option where you can actually get your master's within 5 years. It's one of the oldest criminal justice programs in the country. Additionally, our politics program is pretty unique. If you may recognize St. A's if you've watched presidential debates. We actually host every 4 years the presidential debates right on our campus. So if you're interested in communication, politics, news media, or just seeing people that you see on TV, it's a pretty great place to be for that, and pretty unique program for us. Our average admitted students GPA is sort of in the B to B plus range. We are test optional for all of our programs, but the ranges are on the screen. Our nursing program is the only program that we cap, so the GPA is slightly higher for our admitted students, but we really do take a holistic approach. We want to see a, kind of like A/B student, but someone who's really involved in their community, in their school, with their family, etc. We have 3 different application deadlines. Our binding early decision application deadline is December 1st, and you find out within a month whether or not you've been admitted, and then you commit to St. A's. Our other 2 deadlines are non-binding in November and in February, and you find out decisions in mid-January or mid-March for either of those options. Here are some different places where our students have gone on to work or gone on to graduate school. 95% of the class of 2020 was employed, pursuing full-time service, or in a graduate program within 6 months of graduation. We have a great alumni network, especially around the greater Boston area, but really all over the country as well. Our faculty, as well as our career development center, help our students get set up with internships and direct experiences, research, etc., make sure that they are set up to get into whatever program or workplace that they'd like to pursue post-grad. Here are some different photos of our students kind of in action on campus. Obviously, college is about the academics and your outcomes and where you're going to end up after your 4 years, but we think that the experience on campus is also equally as important. We offer students study abroad all over the world, and we actually have a satellite campus in Italy for students. We have Division II athletic teams that are very successful. We are very much engaged in the local community. Our campus is actually ranked, it was actually the #1 service provider in our state the past few years. So we really encourage students to get involved on campus. We encourage the arts. And then, as I mentioned, you can see a picture of debates that happened in the most recent presidential election. So we look for really well-rounded students, for a really well-rounded experience in a beautiful part of New England. So I will stop there.
Thanks so much. Okay, next up we have Marymount University.
All right, can you see my screen? Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. My name is Denik Savarian. I am the Associate Director of International Admissions at Marymount University. So I actually have the pleasure of working with students from all over the world, which is my favorite thing to do. A little bit about Marymount. So we are a small private Catholic university located on the East Coast of the United States in Arlington, Virginia. We were founded in 1950 by the Religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary Order as a 2-year women's college, and we were part of the global network of Marymount schools. So if any of you are familiar with a Marymount school in your country, we are a part of that network. We welcomed our first male students in the early 1970s, and then became a full-fledged co-educational university in 1986. So we're fairly young. We're known for our small class sizes, the close personal attention that we provide our students, and then a very strong focus on student success. So with these attributes, we aim to provide students an environment that enables them to be intellectually curious, develop a global perspective, and be of service to others. Here's just a few points of pride for us. Arlington, Virginia is actually, it sits right outside of the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., just under 10 kilometers away. So that gives our students kind of the best of both worlds. They get to live and learn in a very safe campus nestled in the suburbs of Arlington, and then have all the advantages and experiences a city like DC has to offer. especially when it comes to internship opportunities and real world experiences that can supplement one's education. Of course, DC is one of the world's most important business, arts, financial, and political centers. Really fun fact, our student body is actually representative of more countries than there are states in the United States, which is really cool. 75 countries over 49 states. We are the most diverse university campus in the regional south of the United States, as well as actually the most diverse campus amongst all the schools in the DC, Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area in terms of ethnic diversity, which is really, really cool considering we are considering the size of our university. We are only about 3,500 students total, both graduate and undergraduate. My absolute favorite thing about campus is the fact that you're able to just hear a bunch of different languages just walking through campus. Another really cool thing about us is we are the first and only school in the state of Virginia that actually has received the distinction of being a Hispanic serving institution, which means more than 25% of our students identify as Hispanic or Latinx. Here is just a full list of kind of our undergraduate program offerings at Marymount. So from accounting to fashion design, criminal justice, and theology, we offer a multitude of undergraduate majors and minors to kind of help students tailor their education to what they want to ultimately do. Some programs of note for us is going to be our nursing program, which is our most competitive, the health sciences field in general, fashion, merchandising, and marketing, criminal justice, information technology, cybersecurity, and education. We are also really excited about our new programs coming in the fall, which is computer science, biomedical engineering, and mechanical engineering. So earlier in the slides in our points of pride, I think you saw that actually 100% of our students are guaranteed an internship or clinical experience in their field of study. This is because it is built into the program. We require our students to have some sort of hands-on clinical experience in order for them to graduate. So every student has access to an internship advisor within their school to kind of help guide them and provide support to find these opportunities. DC being like the greatest playground ever in these different various fields, it makes it a lot easier for our students to kind of find that internship that fits their goals and fits their needs. We also have really great opportunities for our students to pursue hands-on research. We have really, really great options and really, really great faculty that can help with that. One specific instance that I can think of is with our biology professor, Dr. Rimkus, who every year goes to the Galapagos Islands where he studies turtles. And he brings students with him to be able to study those turtles and also do a service project in the Galapagos Islands. This clearly ties our three pillars being intellectual curiosity, if you're curious about turtles, going over to the Galapagos Islands, providing service to others, so providing services to the people of the Galapagos Islands, and then obviously that study abroad experience being, stretching our students' global experience. We have 30+ student clubs and organizations, 22 NCAA Division III athletic teams. Our newest sport is wrestling for both men's and women's. Really, really great way of being part of the Marymount community is being a part of the game, being a part of student organizations, as well as, going to games. So how do you apply? Application materials required are going to be academic records, proof of English language proficiency, personal statement, letters of recommendation are optional, and then a resume CV should an applicant have taken a gap year. All eligible students are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships. Our scholarships range from about $20,000 to $25,000 a year. And that's pretty much it. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any further questions. I'd love to talk to you.
Thanks so much. Alrighty, next up we have St. Louis University.
Great. Hi, everyone. Super happy to be here with you today. My name is Rayanne Mena. I'm just going to start sharing my screen, get my PowerPoint into presentation mode here, and tell you a little bit more about St. Louis University. So I got this fun facts and figures slide here that I always love to start with, kind of right in the center there. You see my first fun fact is that St. Louis University actually has two campuses. Our main campus and our largest campus is in St. Louis, Missouri, home to over 100 undergraduate majors, Division I sports, major medical research happening. But we also have a four-year campus in Madrid, Spain. While smaller in its offerings with only 14 majors, it makes the ultimate study abroad program for students looking to spend perhaps just a semester or a year abroad. But we also have a really cool program called Two Campuses, One Degree, where basically you can go to Madrid for your first 2 years, come back to main campus for your last 2 years to do all of your major courses. So it's sort of a best of both worlds situation. So definitely look into that. But as far as SLU goes, size-wise, we are a nice medium-sized school. Our average class size, as you'll see in a few slides, is about 20 students per class with 8,000 undergrads. We are kind of that perfect mix between big and small. We still have Division I athletics and great school spirit, but also offer fraternities and sororities, major medical research, as I mentioned before, and over 1 million hours of community service that we'll talk about here in a second. Like my colleague from Regis, we are part of the Jesuit network of 27 colleges in the United States. So schools you've heard of like Regis and SLU on this call today, but also schools like Georgetown and Gonzaga. So great educational network to be a part of, and we are one of the oldest Catholic schools in the country, so great history. We talked a little bit already about what Jesuit education means, that education of the whole person, really strengthening students as leaders and critical thinkers. So no matter what your major is at SLU, everybody's going to take those same core courses and histories and philosophies. So you might be a business major and you'll be in class with biology majors, and you'll be talking about philosophy and history and what it means to you and how it has impacted your life. Big thing, the way that Jesuit education shows up at SLU is in that almost 2 million hours of community service that we do every year. We do this without any formal community service requirements with our students. We are greatly connected to the city of St. Louis, Missouri. We run food pantries and after school tutoring and through our MICA program, and just have some amazing opportunities to connect with our community. So service, we constantly get recognized for our community engagement. So St. Louis University is a great place if you are interested in social justice and community action. But let's talk a little bit about academics. I mentioned we have almost 100 undergraduate programs. And I always say that St. Louis University is a great place to consider if you know what you want to be when you grow up, because we have a lot of accelerated programs to help you get there. We have things like a 6-year doctorate in physical therapy, a 5-year master's in occupational therapy and athletic training. These programs will save you a year of tuition, get you on your way to the graduate school a little bit faster, and you know coming in as an undergraduate that you already have a spot waiting for you. We have unique things like an early acceptance program into our medical school and our law school, as well as our PA program and a partnership with the St. Louis College of Pharmacy. So truly, if you're someone that's like, okay, I know I want to be a nurse, or I know I want to be an aerospace engineer, every program, every major you apply to directly and are considered for. So you come to school and start right into those courses. But don't worry, if you're still undecided, we have lots of different ways to help you figure out what it is you would like to do. So definitely check us out. And the nice thing about SLU is that you can stay on and do your graduate work with us with some of those early acceptances and things that we've discussed already. So you know a little bit about academics, you know that's going to be some nice medium-sized classes, but you might be thinking like, what else is there at St. Louis University? I already mentioned our Division I athletics, all of our teams play on campus. So we have great school spirit. Our men's soccer team was ranked in the top 10 all season long last year and actually made it to the Elite 8 in the men's soccer championship. So our men's basketball team does a lot of great things when it comes to basketball season and getting involved in March Madness and different tournaments. And then we're just a school, though, that our women's softball team, our women's soccer team, there's just a lot of great activities on campus. If sports aren't your thing, or maybe you know you don't want to play at the Division I level, we have some great club sports available as well. You can see 30 club sports, 50 intramurals, over 150 student organizations, including fraternities and sororities. So we really do have a lot of different ways to get involved at SLU. And we start you right away with the welcome week during orientation, where every single one of those 150 organizations has a table out on the quad welcoming you to campus and telling you a little bit more about what they're involved in. So also a great opportunity, as I mentioned, we're considered a major research institution by the Carnegie Foundation. So lots of opportunities to be involved in undergraduate research. You don't have to wait until graduate school. Lastly, I want to wrap up my time by telling you a little bit about how to apply to St. Louis University. We make it pretty simple to apply. We are on the common application and we have no application fee, so it's free to apply. Really just to complete your application, we need an official transcript because we are test optional. So you can choose to send us your scores or not, and we're always happy as admissions counselors to walk through that process with you of whether your test scores would help maybe get you a higher scholarship or better consideration into a program, or if it's not something you need to worry about too. Once your application is complete, we usually let you know pretty quickly whether or not you've been admitted, but we did recently move this year to early action and early decision and regular decision timelines with a priority deadline of December 1st for a lot of our scholarships and things like that. So I will put my information in the chat and look forward to answering any questions that you might have there about St. Louis University. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Okay, the Catholic University of America is up next.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Marilina Mata. I'm Associate Dean of Admission at Catholic University in Washington, D.C. We are a small to medium-sized school. We have around 3,100 undergrads. We also have small classes. Average class size is 19. We have the largest campus in all of the DC schools, so it's an actual campus in a DC location. We are 3 miles north of the US Capitol or 3 stops away by Metro. 80% of our students identify themselves as Catholic, as we are also the national university for the Catholic Church in the US. We are a Division III school, 25 varsity teams. We have rowing, golf, baseball, football, swimming. We also have club sports and intramurals. Those are really fun, and 2 fitness centers on campus. We are a residential community. Most students actually live on campus, so there's a lot of things going on in the city. And if you like to serve, there's a lot of opportunities for community service at the university. So we are in DC, like I told you, we are 3 stops away by Metro to the US Capitol. We have our own Metro stop on campus, so you can go anywhere in the city. Our neighborhood is called Brooklyn, CUA. We are in the red line, which is the main Metro line in Washington, DC. You can go from the university all the way to the airport, Gallery Place, Chinatown. You can use the Metro for your internships to go out at night. So it's really, really convenient. A lot of the students do take the Metro for internships. Talking about internships, we have the Office of Career Services. We call it CACS, Center for Academic and Career Success. That's where you go for advising. That's where you talk with your advisor, where they tell you the classes that you need for your major, but you also go there for internships. We have over 3,000 internship opportunities. So students do take advantage of the opportunities. Most of the students have 1 or 2 internships, and a lot of those internships, they do lead into full-time employment. For a school our size, around 3,000 or so undergrads, we do offer a lot. We have 79 different majors. We also offer masters, PhDs, and we have a School of Law. So 9 schools. The largest school is the School of Arts and Sciences. Most popular majors: politics, psychology, biology, education. We have a School of Architecture and Planning. We have a 5-year dual degree, Architecture and Civil Engineering is really popular. We have the Bush School of Business. That's the 2nd largest and fastest growing school at the university, School of Engineering, Biomedical, Mechanical, Civil, Computer Science, Benjamin Rome School of Music, Drama, and Art. For the BM, students will be required in addition. We have the Harkey Theater, where students have a few major productions every year. We have in DC the Kennedy Center and a lot of small theaters along the DMV, District, Maryland, and Virginia. So students can also perform, work, or have internships at those locations. The Conway School of Nursing is one of our most popular programs. We're going to have a brand new nursing and sciences building to be completed in 2 years. We have the Conway Scholars. We offer full tuition with room and board scholarships for nursing. A lot of great things happening in nursing. And then we have smaller schools, philosophy, social service, and theology and religious studies. We also offer a lot of 4+1 degrees. And we have a 3-3 program in law where you get your law degree in 6 years instead of 7. How do we review the application? I'm going to start telling you that we are test blind or test free. We do not require SAT or ACT. How do we review the applications? We recalculate everyone's GPA on a 4.0 scale. We also look at rigor. So we see the classes that the school offers and see what you took to see if you challenge yourself a little, but we read applications holistically. So we look at what you've done in school, outside of school, sports, employment, or so on. We also have an honors program at the university. You do not apply into the honors program. You actually are invited into the honors program. So we have 2 deadlines in the fall, early action and early decision. And in the spring, January 15th is the last deadline, regular decision, and early decision too, if you decide later that we are your first choice. And we are in the Common App, we are a Common App exclusive school. We offer merit scholarships. We do not require a separate application for scholarships. Everyone's automatically considered. They range between $15,000 up to $32,000 per year. 32 is going to be for students in the honors program. For the parish scholarship, for that one, you do have to apply as the National University for the Catholic Church in the US. We have a $4,000 parish scholarship. You apply in the Common App Legacy Grant, and we have a few full tuition scholarships awarded every year. And I'm going to put my information in the chat. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Alrighty. I'd like to welcome everyone back onto screen. Now that we've heard from each about their institution, we're going to hear a little bit more about their thoughts and on the process moving forward. So my first question for all of you is, what advice do you have for students going through this process, either now or sometime in the near future? And I want to jump back to Viterbo University to kick us off.
Yeah, my biggest words of advice would be make a list of priorities. What is going to be the biggest thing that you are looking for in an institution? I know there's a lot of things that are going to be going through your brain, and cost is usually a big factor when looking through this, but don't only look at cost. Look at your list of priorities. What are the top things that you want out of an institution? Because you have all the power here as the student. So find the one that fits best for you.
Thank you. Regis University, what is your advice?
Yeah, I would say my biggest piece of advice is to know there's a lot of schools out there, and a lot of them you will do great things at. A lot of students look for like the absolute perfect fit, like that one school out there for them. When in reality, there's a lot of good schools. You'll fit in a lot of them. So just have fun with the process and look for one of those schools. Don't stress out about finding like the absolute perfect fit, because there's multiple of those out there.
Wonderful. Thank you. St. Anselm College, what is your advice?
I'd echo what the other people have said, but I also would say this is really like the first time it's like you're really owning some things a lot of times. So like really own the process and try and have like try and enjoy looking for your schools, but really take ownership of it yourself. Like don't like know that this is your decision. It's you need to lead the process with your family. So when you go on a tour, like go check yourself in, go say hello to a college rep, send a follow-up email, like really take ownership of it and try to enjoy it because you'll find the right place for you. It seems really stressful, but we want to talk to you and we enjoy this process going through it with you. So try and have fun and use the resources you have.
Wonderful. Thank you. Marymount University, what is your advice?
My best piece of advice would be it's totally fine not knowing what you want to do for the rest of your life. College is kind of that time to take those opportunities to explore all of your interests. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There are people that do this job and they're there to help. And then my last piece is so the school the school matters less than if you're happy at the school that you've chosen. So remember that college is supposed to be exciting and you should feel confident that you'll be supported wherever you go.
Awesome. Thank you. St. Louis University, what is your advice?
Yeah, my advice, I think, is to let technology work for you. So you have some great resources. Colleges are going to email you a lot. So if you haven't set up maybe a college specific email address, go ahead and set one up that maybe a family member can help you monitor. So that way you can use all your correspondences for all the schools you apply to come into one email. And it's really easy to manage, and also unsubscribe if along the way you decide you're no longer interested in the school. Promise you won't hurt our feelings. And the only other thing I will say is that college admissions offices are getting really great at texting and reconnecting with you how you want to connect, but we still will occasionally call you maybe to tell you you're on the wait list or tell you about a great scholarship you should apply for. So consider setting up your voicemail and checking it every once in a while so we can leave you a message if you can't pick up. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and I would like to add that students should be checking emails. There's a lot of information, even scholarships that the students are missing because they do not open the emails. Some schools also track interest, so they can see if you open the emails or not. And also, you can have a good idea of what you're looking for in a school by visiting schools. You don't have to take a very big, expensive college tour in the summer, but you can start small, start local. You can see a small private college, a big state school, or like your local school, start there and you will get a better idea of what you're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you. That was all really great advice. All right, we are coming up to time here, so I'd like to send a big shout out of thanks to all the presenters for putting all this information together and spending the evening with us. Thank you to our participants for also jumping in with us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We really appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. There are more this evening as well as Sunday the 24th. So keep that in mind. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other recordings at strivescan.com/NCCAA. And that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining.